Hey there everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Krista here doing the weekly reading for the sign of Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You can always look at your Moon and Rising sign readings in addition to your Sun sign reading today for added clarity, or in case your Sun sign reading isn't resonating with you for whatever reason. This is for the week of October 10th through to the 17th. With a continued focus on healing this week, I'm going to be using the Healing with the Angels Oracle for our main spread. And then as always, drawing from the other decks, this week being the Wisdom of the Oracle and the Medicine cards. This is a general reading for your sign. So whatever is most prominent in your life this week, Sagittarius, I encourage you to take these messages and apply them to, and hopefully you find them helpful and healing. So, what does Sagittarius need to know about healing this week? Wow, Sagittarius, it looks like a beautiful week lay ahead for you. Just getting a little snapshot of what's going on with all of these cards together before looking at them individually. Just a really nice week of feeling loved and appreciated. A lot of joy probably this week, whether you're introducing something new into your life or something is being brought into your life that's new to you. Or something significant that you hadn't paid attention to before that's not necessarily new, but that brings with it a sense of excitement, maybe a new level of progress in a project of yours could have you feeling very excited, but also just very free, a real sense of being able to enjoy it, even if it's a period of study, or even if it's a period of work in some manner, that it brings you a great deal of joy this week, and the outcome or the ultimate endeavor here is a rise of consciousness, right? The development of the self, personal awareness, and an endeavor, not just the awareness itself, but the endeavor is exciting, is appreciated, as opposed to, feeling like it's a lot of work or it's a lot of stress to try to, self-actualize. For many people, it can be very difficult and it can be a struggle, certainly for many of us. But this week it appears as though you're just feeling a lot of joy and a lot of pleasure and just a lot of, generally speaking, a lot of gratitude around what you already have and what you are in process of learning as well. So again, even if there is a learning phase here or even work, as it were, it won't feel like drudgery, which is lovely. So let's look at these one by one and get a better idea of why I would be suggesting that the week would be looking so lovely for you. In the central position representing you here is focus. And this is a gorgeous place to be in as a central position, as a representative of you this week. This means that there's no distractions, right? Or anything that was a distraction in your life, you've tempered. And again, this was probably an element of work, okay? Not that it felt like a job necessarily, but it did take effort. But you've mastered that. Okay, so around work, employment, or project efforts here, we're looking at a really distinct theme of focus. And with regard to the term work, it's not going to feel like it. It's going to play out, or it's going to actualize as a sense of progress, right? As opposed to a struggle. And this is where I'm seeing a lot of excitement. A lot of people can be, sign notwithstanding, if there's a challenge ahead, it's kind of a mind game, right? It's like we can talk ourselves into it being a struggle or it being difficult, especially if it's taking us out of our comfort zones on any level. But again, that struggle here, or that, challenge for you here, is going to be felt, or it's going to be expressed, or you have talked yourself into or learned how to focus on the excitement versus the stress of it. So just a beautiful way to go about the week here. Certainly if you do find any challenges moving forward here with what is important to you this week, rely on your own sense of focus. Really create your own viewpoint here. You don't need to take in all this external distraction. And again, with the question being the focus on healing, it could be that you needed to hear this in order to move ahead, to know that you're going in the right direction and this is a healing endeavor for you. Or if you were unsure about how to spend the coming week around projects or work environments, for example, just rest assured here that a focus is really all that you're going to have to put your energy into, and things really ought to find a place for themselves this week for you. In fact, it could even be that something that was a struggle or felt difficult, if you focused on the excitement of it, it will come to you quicker than if you, say, concern yourself with the challenge or even the struggle of it. Or another way to frame that is, our internal dialogue, right? What we say to ourselves when we're experiencing things. And it seems here, if it's not already available to you, that, or if it's not already being practiced by you, that it is available to you, this sense of extraordinary focus. So really rest assured here that you do have what it takes to move forward relatively easily here, without a whole lot of waves, without a whole lot of speed bumps here. Just remember to keep focus, especially if it is a project or a work environment and there are long-term plans here. Really just, ride these waves and continue having faith in the process. Here with blessings in your influence card to the central position, this is just a sense of knowing that you can do it, knowing that you have everything that you need to move forward. And also, blessings always includes resources as well. And this includes not necessarily money or, cash, as it were. Of course, that could be the theme here in your week, depending on which Sagittarian is watching this. But it could also be like what's available to you in terms of learning. This could be books or videos, or even a sense of stability. Okay, here back with this influencing the focus card, we're looking at a sense of, having, let's say there is something new or challenging this week and you are able to find the excitement in it. The point of finding that excitement in it and not letting it drag you down or feeling overwhelmed by it is knowing that the necessities are taken care of here. And even if they aren't, that you have access to the necessities, okay? That you have things available to you, a real sense of being blessed here. So keep this in mind. If you do find anything challenging or overwhelming, take some deep breaths and keep forging forward, because you are on the right path here and you do have everything that you need to move forward. And of course, this includes, support, partner support, friend. You have people who, believe in your work, believe in the outcomes and believe in the process with you, especially if you're doing soul work or if you're doing healing work yourself. Absolutely stay focused. And every little bit that you do today is making tomorrow an even closer it's even closer to your outcome here. So just recall to keep that focus here. If there's any feeling at all about, throwing in the towel or maybe even switching things up, stay focused for the time being. If something does need to be switched up for that matter, maybe look at that maybe a week from now and just stay on this train for now. We're looking at themes of focus here and feeling like you can move forward here. And with truth and integrity being your probable outcome. This is gorgeous. I love seeing this available to anyone's spread, frankly. And then, of course, with your probable outcome, this just simply means that this is what's calling you, okay? This isn't an outcome and then you close the book. This is a mindset, right? This is a framework by which you go about even working in this direction. Truth and integrity, nothing is higher. I mean, these are related to things like joy and beauty and love, okay? Like these are some of the highest vibrational terminologies and highest vibrational expressions that any human being can encounter or emit. And I just love seeing this for you because it does tell me as well that you are involved in healing work. Perhaps you're involved in the sciences, for example, and nothing in the esoteric nature appeals to you. It's still in process of, development. There's a, a higher, there's a movement towards something that is about to appeal to the masses, that will lend itself to a sense of healing, or even if it's about, humans taking action or the masses taking action around a concept, an idea, or a product that will heal the environment, okay? That's another way to look at this as well. So it doesn't have to be necessarily healing your own life or your own wounds. It can be a broader perspective here because truth and integrity touches everything, and everything is healed by virtue of it existing in its environment. So no matter what you're working on, Sagittarius, this is incredibly high vibrational work here. So continuing the path that you're going, because no matter what you're working on here, it is toward the healing process, including you, of course, including you and your own life. Now with playfulness being the general energy card for the week, this is just gorgeous. I mean, just look at the artwork. First of all, there's literally flying babies, right? They're like baby angels and they're just sort of playing in the air. They have no cares. There's no attachments here. And perhaps that was something that you needed to overcome during this phase or this project, was a sense of feeling like you were attached to outcomes, right? And that can feel very heavy, and that can feel very stressful, and that can put a damper even on a focus, right? Because that creates a diversion. Now your energy is spent somewhere else. This is just saying, no, you're enjoying the process of the development so much that you can't even be diverted here. That the process itself is one of such pleasure and enlightenment. And as I said early on, that it's less about the challenge than it is about the excitement here. This is where we're seeing playfulness. And of course, playfulness, anything that involves a playful spirit or a playful outlook, again, is related to very, very high vibrational energy here as well. Playfulness is always the rejection of seriousness as well. So this is where I'm looking at, not that seriousness in and of itself is a terrible thing. That's not what I mean. I just mean in terms of, energy emittance, and certainly in terms of the way you go about things, the way that you approach things this week in a playful manner is going to automatically make things feel lighter as opposed to heavier. Because, as human beings, we all have to encounter heaviness at some point anyway. So it's not like it's not like you're cheating here or anything like that. Like, oh, you can just play through this work or project. It just happens to be what's available to you this week. And in terms of healing during this process, or feeling as though your productivity is in pursuit of healing both you, the masses, the environment, everybody, and everything, basically with regard to higher vibration, right? Raising vibrations here, then playfulness is absolutely necessary. Because as I said, seriousness will find us. There are times and places for seriousness, but this is the week to enjoy yourself. Have fun during the process. Find a reason to laugh. Find a reason, even if it's at yourself, find a reason to laugh at even the person you were, or the way you looked at this project or a theme here, a year ago or 5 years ago. You can even say, oh, geez, I'm so glad I I've grown since then, or I'm so glad I'm not looking at it that way. That type of thing is what we're seeing here with playfulness. Just a real expression of delight and gratitude. So let's just get another card here to polish off this reading for you. I love the blessings card as well, because this always seems to me, no matter where it's at in the spread, that there's this real sense of having your faculties, having your concentration levels, and of course, with the resources in your life, so feeling stable. So we had two jumpers come out. We have By the Book and Between Worlds. Well, I'm really not surprised to see this, or together, frankly. So By the Book is really just speaking to a sense of sticking to a plan, right? We want to know how we're going about things. And again, as I mentioned just a moment ago, maybe this isn't a week to switch things up necessarily. Keep going, even if you have to be playful about it. You want to stay focused. But if for any reason you do want to switch things up, or you're sort of looking at things differently, or consider that you could do things differently, maybe keep that for another week, the actual changes, and then look at how to project a different plan this week. Maybe just do, the planning for it this week, or looking at options this week, but, distinct changes maybe keep for another week at this time. You just want to continue going forward the way you have been, especially with truth and integrity, really high vibration involved in the continuation of the way you're going here. So definitely consider what you've been doing up until this time. And then if you do want to switch things up, begin that now through the writing stage. But keep your plans, right? You're going to want to keep things in a certain type of order, even if it is in pursuit of finding a way to relax about it, okay? And Between Worlds, well, no kidding here. It really is about, project management, work management, outcomes here, right? Because central issue being focused, you really have your eye on something. You really have a broad idea or concept or project that you want finessed here. And yeah, essentially it's going to feel like you're between worlds. So this is why you want to stick to the plan at this time, because things could be so close to the end of at least a phase, if not the entire project right now, that you're going to want to, see this through, and then maybe look at it when that portion or, the project itself is finalized, and then you can, revisit it or do some editing at that time, or you can even, add to it, create addendums and so forth to it. But the real message here is to definitely continue on the way you're going. And if you are feeling as though you're between worlds, for example, like this card submits here, then that's natural, okay? That's natural to any phase of any project. Try not to let that weigh you down either, if that's what's going on. By the Book could also appear as a sense of someone else's writing, someone else's research, someone else's approach or technique, etc., really influencing you this week. So, keep your antenna up for that as well. You could stay focused on your own path here, but something could crop up here to make something a little easier for you, or to have you align yourself with a different type of practice in order to stay focused and in order to keep moving in your highest energy direction. Here with Ant, how lovely to end this with. So Ant is patience. Really, we've got, some significant terminologies here between focus and patience, playfulness, integrity. Keep going the way you're going here, Sagittarius. There don't seem to be any upsets or road bumps for you, speed bumps. Just continue on, have fun in the process. Remember to be gracious and grateful, and keep your plans in motion. If there are any revisions, look at those in about a week's time. But for now, stay true to the plan. If you have a second, please let me know how this works out for you. I'm genuinely curious. And if you're not already, you can subscribe to my channel for your videos that I upload every week for your sign. It's free to subscribe. And thank you so much for being here today. Have a great week ahead, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now, Sagittarius.